All right. Today we're doing 11.6, multiplying and dividing rational expressions. So when we multiply these fractions, we multiply straight across, top and bottom. So if we look at this first fraction right here, we're going to multiply 3 times 1 to get 3 and 5 times 5 to get 25. Moving over to B, multiplying straight across, 7 times 3 is 21, 8 times 7 is 56. Notice now you can reduce, so we can divide top and bottom by 7. Here we also have 7s, right? So we can also do what I like to do. Some students don't, though, which is just cancel these 7s out, and our final answer is then 3 over 8. So if we cross cancel, you can see the 3 over 8 right there, 3 over 8 over here. Let's move on to C. Now we're dividing. So when we divide these, easiest way to do this is you learned in middle school copy. So we're copying the first fraction, dot. So we change the division here to multiplication and then flip. So we take this fraction here and we flip numerator and denominator. So it becomes 11 over 5. Then we can do the cross cancel here and here. And we end up with 8/5. Moving on to D. Same thing, copy dot flip. So we will copy the first fraction, 5 over 6. Dot, flip the second fraction to 7 over 15. You may notice here we can cross cancel. 5 divides into 15 3 times. And then we just multiply straight across again, top and bottom. 1 times 7 is 7. 6 times 3 is 18. And that fraction is reduced. So how do we multiply and divide fractions? To multiply, we just multiply straight across, top and bottom. For division, we're going to use that old middle school philosophy where we just copy the first fraction. We switch the division to multiplication. That's the dot in copy dot flip. And the flip is flipping the second fraction. So copy, right? Looking at one of these divisions. We copied the first fraction here. We switched this division to multiplication right there. And then we flip this second fraction to 11 over 5 right here. That enabled us to cross out these 11s and just have 8 over 5. All right, moving on. Now we've got some rational expressions, right? Just numbers up top. Now on to the rational expressions. So if we look at this, we're still multiplying. we can cross cancel, and we can cancel the x plus 3 and the x plus 3, and we end up with 1 over x plus 5. Moving on to B. Looking here, we can distribute this 7 into the parenthesis. So we get 7x plus 7. And then with the x plus 8 and x plus 6, we can do the box method to multiply those. X times x is x squared. Multiplying 8 times x, we get 8x. Multiplying x times 6, we get 6x. Last, multiplying 6 times 8, we get 48. So this fraction is over then, x squared. Then we're going to combine like terms right here with the 8x and the 6x to get 14x, and then the plus 48. Can't reduce anything there, so we're just multiplying those two fractions together. Moving on to C, now we're dividing. So we're going to do the copy dot flip. So we're going to copy the first fraction here. 3x plus 8 over x minus 11. Change the division to multiplication. And then flip the second fraction. So we get x minus 11 over 2x minus 5. So then, easy to see, the x minus 11s can cancel. And we're left with 3x plus 8 over 2x minus 5. Copy dot flip. That one's easy because we can do the cross cancel and you don't have to do anything else. This one will be a little more complicated. Still starting with the copy dot flip. Then the cancel, right? We can cancel those x plus 1s. And then we can cancel this squared right up here with this x right down here. So what we have left is 6x. That's it, over 1, which is just 6x. All right. So how do we multiply and divide rational expressions? To multiply, we multiply straight across, top and bottom. To divide, copy dot flip still. And then we always try to cross cancel if possible. All right. So we've got these problems here in Check Your Understanding. We've got a factor all over the place here, everything except the first numerator here. That's the only thing we don't have to factor. Remember, if the C term is negative as it is here, we're subtracting the factors. So we're looking for factors of 20 that are 1 apart. Over here, the C term is positive. So when the C term is positive and the B term is negative, we're going to be adding the two factors. They both have to be negative. When we look at this denominator, we've got a greatest common factor. So you look here at the numbers first and think, what's the biggest number I can divide out? Well, I can divide out a 3 out of both those. The first term here is the only one that has an x, so you can't divide an x out. So that's just the methodology behind how we're going to factor this thing. So we can just write that first numerator, x plus 2. Now we have to do the cross with this denominator right here. Negative 20 on top, negative 1 on the bottom. Factors of 20, 1 and 20, 2 and 10, 4 and 5, and 4 and 5 work. Because this B term is negative, that means the bigger number has to be negative. So this factors down here to x plus 4 and x minus 5. Looking over here at this fraction, we'll deal with the 3 in a minute. I'm going to focus first on factoring the parenthesis. So we can do our cross, 10 on top, negative 7 on the bottom. Factors of 10 are 1 and 10, 2 and 5. It's got to be 2 and 5. Both 2 and 5 are negative. So I'm going to rewrite this fraction over here. Then we're going to multiply here. So we have the 3 on top, and then we have x minus 2 and x minus 5 over, when we look at this denominator right here, I'll just write it down here so we have some room to factor. I'm looking for the biggest number that I can divide out of each term, which is 3. And as I said before, only this term has the x. This term does not have an x, so you can't divide an x out. So we get 3 parentheses x squared minus 4. Here's another little trick. The x squared minus 4 is the difference of two squares, which also factors. So we can put the negative 4 on top, 0 on the bottom, right? Because there is no x term, so it would be like 0x. That's where this 0 comes from. And then the only factors of 4 that we can add up and get 0 are 2 and negative 2. When I multiply these two, I get negative 4. When I add them, I get 0. So this bottom factors 2, 3, parenthesis, x minus 2, x plus 2. All kinds of canceling opportunities here. The x plus 2 up here can cancel with this x plus 2 way down here. These two x minus 2's can cancel. Both of these 3's can cancel. And the x minus 5 can cancel. So remember, when everything cancels from the numerator, there's only a 1 left. The only thing left in the denominator is this x plus 4 right here. So final answer, 1 over x plus 4. All right, let's look at this division one. So first thing we're going to do, copy dot flip. I'm going to factor this first numerator. before I copy dot flip. Negative 55 on the top. B term is negative 6. Factors of 55 are 1 and 55, 5 and 11. 5 and 11 are 6 apart. The B term down here is negative, which means the bigger number here has to be negative. So this numerator factors to x plus 5, x minus 11. Looking at the denominator, 2x minus 8. We have a greatest common factor. So what's the biggest number that I can divide into both 2 and 8? That is 2. The 2 goes in front of the parenthesis. We're left with x minus 4. So this denominator becomes 2 parenthesis x minus 4. Now we're going to multiply. So we copied the first fraction. We have the dot here, and now we're flipping the second fraction. Then we have to factor this quadratic. 33 goes in top, negative 14 on the bottom. Sometimes you can just see it, right? 3 times 11 is 33. If both the 3 and the 11 are negative, it multiplies to 33 and adds to negative 14. So the bottom becomes x minus 3 and x minus 11. All right, now we can cancel. So we can cancel the x minus 11 here and here. Then we can cancel this x minus 4 here and here. And that's it. All we have left in the numerator is this x plus 5. And we have the x minus 3 left in the denominator. So final answer, x plus 5 over x minus 3. All right, good luck on the homework. Please turn these notes in to Schoology at the end of the period, and I'll see you tomorrow.